I was completely against all of this, the CFO said in a huff, trying to keep up with Koda's speed walk. Along with several others, but we were outvoted. They wanted to provide services that no other companies could, but their ideas required that they do some deplorable things to people, and sorry, I can't even bear to say it, all for experimentation.
I figured, Koda said.
So David contacted some friends in high places. I don't know them all. He wouldn't tell me. Then all these people started getting kidnapped, and weird things came from our R&D department. The CFO was probably relieved that all the hallways were empty, even the one outside of the CEO's office. Everyone probably figured dealing with the mess downstairs was more important than making sure no one snooped around the upper floors of the building, especially since the door was locked. I wanted to go to the police, the CFO continued, or the government, or someone, but
everyone's busy with the festival, Koda said.
And one of David's associates hired Miss Hicks to make sure everyone stayed busy until after the feast.
What were the plans for tomorrow when the government claimed they would investigate the missing persons in earnest?
No idea. I started fighting David at every turn. I wanted him to stop, but he wouldn't. What we've been doing to those people, creating those things from them, it's just too much.
From them? Those monsters aren't deformed people?
The CFO shook her head. But the process that made those things were painful. Her eyes grew distant, her lips quivering. The screams.
You'll be expected to repeat all this in court, Koda said. And more. But first, we need to get into David's office and then into his personal files for evidence. Without proof linking directly to him, this won't hold in court.
Then we have to hurry. Those files are large and will take time to download, but they're not only in that computer. He has a personal device that he can access them from. If he's afraid that we're taking his files, he'll delete them before we collect the data.
Then we move quick. But first, they had to make it through that locked door. The light went in and out like a heartbeat, providing only still shots of movement. The civilians caged with Maren quivered as shouts and growls sounded from outside the glass. A wet body slapped against their cell. The brief illumination displayed a squished, bulbous body of a monster. A woman shrieked. A child cried. From outside their cell, a man roared and more fire erupted. Before it consumed the monster, however, two more beasts struck the man from behind. He turned, trying to engulf them in the flames, but it was too late. The two monsters merged their bodies together and enveloped the man. The one against the glass removed itself, seeming to teleport each time the lights flashed on, conjoined with the others, settling over the man. He screamed, not one from an ache or a simple wound, but deep, unrelenting agony. Like from pain Maren imagined one would feel being dipped in boiling oil, or having their skull crushed slowly in a vice. One of the civilians heaved, but nothing came from her stomach. Even Maren quivered as the conglomerate undulated over the man. Then the noise cut off, strangled, until there was nothing but silence. The thing stood, now as one, much greater in size than the three of them combined should have been. Nothing but clothing and weapons remained of the man. It turned towards the glass. People cowered against the far wall as the light cut off. When it came back, the thing's amorphous arm was in the air as if it was preparing to strike. A bang blasted as the lights cut off, shaking the cell. Maren's arms trembled as she tried to push herself to her feet. The lights returned just as the creature punched the glass again. Several cracks formed at the strike. I have to protect them. Maren stumbled to the side, but held herself aloft, even after another bash shook the floor. Until Mav gets here, I have to keep them safe. The cracks spread to the edges of the glass door. Maren stood between the monster and the fearful civilians. Just push past it. The light turned on. The monster's arm was wound back. Maren's mouth, throat, and skin dried beyond what she even thought was possible as water gathered before her. Another smash destroyed the glass, the shattered pieces hitting the water shield. The shards lost their momentum, falling to the floor without cutting anyone behind her. Then, before the light could turn back on, a burst of orange fire propelled a door down the hallway and slammed into the creature. It lurched to the side, blown away. A manic young man with broad shoulders and a tight bun rushed forward, flames swirling in his left hand. He noticed the broken glass in the prison cell, swiftly turning on his heel and pulling his flaming hand back, ready to throw. But he stopped, eyes wide as Maren's legs buckled. A powerful arm wrapped around her back. pulling her into Mav's firm uniform and holding her up. Her cheek rested against his shoulder, her eyes too weary to remain open. "It's all right," Mav said, his voice calm, his flame warming the cold room. "You're safe with me now."